Welcome secondary 1 with you Miss Nermeen Muhammad. Today inshallah we will study lesson 2 in chapter 2 which talk about nucleic acid. Let's start. What is meant by nucleic acid? Nucleic acid is the fourth polymer or biological macromolecules which consist of small monomers which call nucleotide. So the building unit of nucleic acid is nucleotide. Where nucleic acid present? Nucleic acid present inside chromosomes, inside DNA, which consists of a small building unit which called nucleotide. Now, what is the molecular structure of nucleic acid? Nucleic acid consists of a molecule of pentose sugar, pentose sugar meaning carrying 5 carbon atoms, okay, which is called pentose sugar, and also connected to phosphate group which attach to carbon number 5 and nitrogenous base which connected to carbon number 1. So nucleic acids consist of 5 pentose sugar which connected to phosphate group and nitrogenous base. This nucleotide is the building unit of nucleic acid. Now, what is the main groups of nitrogenous bases? Nitrogenous bases divided into 5 types, which is adenine, guanine, uracil, cytosine, and thymine. Again, adenine, guanine, uracil, cytosine, and thymine. Nucleic acid divided into 2 main groups, which is deoxyribonucleic acid, which you call DNA, or ribonucleic acid, which you call RNA. What is the main difference between them? As we see, DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid is double strand coiling around each other, while RNA is a single strand, okay, consists also from a nitrogenous base. What is the difference between them? Let's study. Deoxyribonucleic acid is containing deoxyribose sugar without oxygen atom, while ribonucleic acid is ribose sugar. DNA consists of 4 nitrogenous bases, which is adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine, while RNA consists of adenine, guanine, uracil instead of thymine, and cytosine. DNA is double strand while RNA is single strand. DNA present inside nucleus of the cell where it is involved in the structure of chromosomes, while RNA transcript from the DNA inside the cell and transfer outside the cytoplasm surrounding the nucleus. What is the importance of DNA? We know that DNA carry all genetic information or all genetic character which transfer from generation to another inside the cell division. So it responsible for appearance of character of living organism, and also it organizes all vital activities inside the cell. While RNA responsible for building proteins inside the cell which the cell needed, and also responsible for appearance of genetic traits and organizing the vital activity. Now, secondary 1, let's watch this video.
Class of biomolecules that are found in all living organisms and are responsible for the storage of genetic information. They are also responsible for protein synthesis. Nucleic acids are made up of monomers called nucleotides. Nucleotides are made up of 3 components: a 5-carbon sugar, such as ribose, a phosphate functional group, and a nitrogenous base. The 5-carbon sugar present in DNA is deoxyribose, and the 4 nitrogenous bases are adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. Nucleotides are linked together by dehydration synthesis, or polymerization reactions, between the sugar of one nucleotide and the phosphate group of a second nucleotide. In the process, a sugar-phosphate backbone is formed, linking the nucleotides together. Notice how the nitrogenous bases project to one side of the backbone. DNA is composed of two strands arranged as a right-handed helix. The strands are also anti-parallel, meaning that they are oriented in opposite directions. The two strands are held together by hydrogen bonds. Guanine forms hydrogen bonds with cytosine, and adenine bonds with thymine. This complementary base pairing links the strands together. It also plays an important role in the replication of the DNA molecule. RNA differs from DNA in that it contains the sugar ribose instead of deoxyribose and the nitrogenous base uracil instead of thymine. Also, RNA is usually single-stranded and does not typically form a helix. Because of this, it is less stable than DNA and is usually more temporary. While DNA stores the information that is needed to construct a protein, RNA functions in regulating the expression of this information in the protein synthesis process. Not all nucleic acids are involved in information processing in the cell. ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, is a modified nucleotide that plays a central role in energy processing within cells. ATP is composed of the nitrogenous base adenine bound to the sugar ribose, just like in RNA. However, 3 phosphate groups can be added to the molecule. The bonds between the phosphate groups are high-energy bonds. These molecules serve as temporary energy batteries for the cell. When energy is needed, the terminal phosphate group is removed, releasing energy and forming adenosine diphosphate, which may then be recharged by the energy pathways of the cell.